Okay, so today you're gonna start a project to where you're going to be creating an animation. And so static pictures, pictures that don't change, they're good. They help us understand things, but I want you to use a dynamic meaning change. I want you to use a dynamic, I want you to use an animation. I think animations do a better job in helping us understand things because we can see how things kind of fit together. So what you're going to do today is that I want you to create an animation that explains the water cycle. We're using a website as our foundation for information. The University Corporation Advanced, where is it at? We're using University Corporation for Atmospheric Research. And so this is a facility that, does research on the weather. And so they get funding from National Science Foundation and other entities in order to help understand and teach more about weather. So we're going to use their water cycle. And so I'll give you a link in the Google Classroom just so you can bring up this page. But understanding how we take surface water and through evaporation, we get to condensation. And then as the weather, moves along, is that eventually that condensation converts down to precipitation, rain, as it gets heavy, so it falls back. Then it runs back down. We have surface runoff here, and then it runs back down to the groundwater, and then we have the whole process starting over. So I want you to create a loop, and so that means that where you start needs to be where you finish, so your process loops. Okay, and the way that we're going to do that in Adobe Animate is that I would like for you to, create a new file, create a new project file, and I would like for it to be 640 pixels wide. Okay, 640 pixels wide with a height of 480. Okay. Your background, you can leave your background white. Go ahead and do it as an action script 3.0, even though we're not coding, but just go ahead and leave that. Okay, and then when you've got that, okay, I recommend you go ahead and you fit your graphic into your window or size it so that way you can see it properly. Make sure you name your project. I'm going to name it with my last name, my first name, and then I'm going to call it water cycle. Okay, and so I'm calling it water cycle. And then you're going to be setting up different layers. Okay, so your first layer is going to be your background. I just double clicked it. Okay, so I've got my background. That's probably where we're going to draw my mountains and maybe my lakes and maybe my ocean. Okay, so let's just do that real quick. Make it nice, use some different colors. So we're going to pick a brownish color. So we'll make a mountain. Okay, I'm going to go to a greenish color. I'm already open. I'm going to make my stroke a little bit bigger. Ooh. Okay. I'm going to go to blue for my ocean. Okay, make yours look a little bit better than mine. No, the paint bucket's going to work. Let's see. Let's get some green grass paint bucket. Oop. Nope, paint bucket don't work. It doesn't want to work just yet. That's fine. I'll go back over here. Got some more green. Like I said, make yours look better than mine. Okay. Need a little river. A little river coming off. Maybe a giant pond. Okay. All right. So I got my background layer. Okay. So you're going to need a layer for. Let's come back over here. Let's look what we got. Okay. So we have evaporation. So I can have a layer with the clouds because I can animate my clouds. Okay. So I'm going to call this clouds. Okay, I'm going to need a layer for my precipitation. Precipitation is rain. Precipitation. Okay, I'm going to make a layer for evaporation. Okay, evaporation. And what else do we need? So do we have one for condensation? Condensation is going to be clouds. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to say clouds / condensation. Condensation. Did I get that right? I did. It just looks weird to me. Okay, and then precipitation. Then we got surface runoff. Okay, so I'm going to make one called surface runoff. Surface run off. And those are our processes: evaporation, condensation. They got transpiration. That's where trees and plants, they breathe in and out. And so when they breathe in and out, they absorb liquid, and then when they exhale, sometimes water molecules come out. So we can include that. So we'll go ahead and we'll include that. Transpiration. And I think we got them. Okay, they just have the groundwater, just kind of where it goes. All right. Okay, I'm going to put these back in a better order. So we're going to go. So we go from the background to evaporating to the clouds condensation to, and we'll put after that we'll put transpiration. Then we got the clouds, and then we've got precipitation, and then we've got the surface. So on each one of these layers, I'm going to animate whatever it is. Again, make sure your background kind of matches what you're trying to do. My background is a little busy, honestly. I don't think I like it, and so you may need to make it more simple. I got the eraser like I was going to erase something, and so got to be on the right layer. There we go. Nope. See, I hate the eraser tool, but anyway. So draw your background first, okay, and then draw a graphic that represents, evaporation. So I don't know if maybe you somehow make reverse raindrops, going up to show me evaporation, and then for your transpiration, maybe draw some trees, and again, maybe draw some, reverse raindrops or something like that, something. And so you can use blue to represent water, going up, and then your clouds, your condensation, maybe make a little cottony cloud or something like that starts off real small, and then it gets kind of bigger and bigger and bigger, and then as it gets bigger and bigger, maybe you have it start to float over, and so maybe it floats off screen. And so because if you go off screen, then you don't have to worry about that cloud looping back, because it's not going back and forth. And so because you do have the ability when you're working with an art doohickey to change the opacity. Where's that at? Click, select. Remember, turn it into a symbol. So let's go to modify, convert to symbol. We're going to call this a cloud just for purposes of this exercise. And so we're here. I need to cut it off, edit, cut. I need my cloud to be on the transpiration layer, paste in place. So I'm going to start here. And then we're going to go over here. We're going to go to insert, motion tween. Okay, so it's out there. I'm now going to be on this frame. Am I on that frame? Where am I at? I think I'm there. Oh, we're there. Yeah, okay, so we're there. But I want to have it start here. So I want to start here, and I want my opacity. So properties, advanced settings, scale content, frame rate, match contents, cancel. I want my opacity to start off much less. Opacity is your ability to see through something. Why is it not popping out at me? Scale frame, scale content. Well, I'm not seeing opacity. It's here somewhere. It's going to be here somewhere. So what I may end up having to do to cheat the system is maybe go to a modify transform. Oh, got to select it again. There we go. Selected it. Modify transform. We're going to transform. We're just going to make it small. Make it small. Okay. And so that's how I'm going to show. Nope. I need you to be big at the bottom. So over here, I need you to be big, buddy. And because I need you to be off the screen, we're going to make you go there. There we go. Okay. So that's how I'm going to show my cloud. We're going a little fast though. So that's why it's like I need this thing to last about 10 seconds. Okay, so 10 seconds, 24 frames per second. That's 240 frames. It's not a lot, okay, but at the same time, you know, is that it's going to make your video go a little bit longer. I would also like for you to have a frame on maybe just your text, or I'm sorry, a layer just on text. And so those are the words that you're going to put on the screen. So that way you can make it obvious that over here is your evaporation, over here is your beginning of your condensation, you got transpiration, you got precipitation, and then you got your surface runoff. Okay. And so that way it's like it makes it easier to see the cycle. Okay. So questions, please ask. I look forward to seeing it. When you're done with it, make sure you name it your last name, first name, -water cycle. Make sure you, first off, save your project file so that way if the computer crashes, you still got it. And when you're done with it, make sure you export as an animated GIF. Okay? Have fun. I look forward to watching them.